That's what Tom York said about, they asked him, I got really into Radiohead when I was in college.
And I think everybody gets into Radiohead.
Really in college? Yeah. Really? Well, that was my first live concert too. And
really?
Yeah, we traveled. Well, the first live concert I traveled to. Oh, so I was 19. Stephen Harris picked me up right after church. And we, on Sunday, drove all the way up to Deer Creek. And we'd never seen, we pulled up to it and people were hanging out before the show.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, wait. And both of us were like, hold on. And they were playing ladder ball. I distinctly remember first time I ever saw ladder ball.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait. And they're like, people are set up where people are supposed to drive. Like, I'm like, dude, we're supposed to turn in here. People had to move out of the way. And we finally make a spot. And we noticed that somebody, for whatever reason, had pulled out and moved forward to get closer to the venue. So we jutted in there. And that was the first, we didn't know what it was called. We just called it the lot party. We were like, oh, sweet, it's a lot party. And so we were hanging out. We didn't know that there was a whole culture surrounding it. We didn't even know the history of Deer Creek with the lot shakedown. We didn't know. And looking back on it, Radiohead doesn't necessarily have a shakedown.
Yeah, I was curious.
Crew. But it's Deer Creek. Yeah. It's just the history in there. And later, man, we went back to Deer Creek and we realized there's, a lady that's on the campground there, Mama Bear, just forever, and there's another campground that shows happen. And so that first, I remember it was I don't know, the beginning of college, I think, right at the beginning of college. And when we came back, I'd stayed up all night because it was we'd just seen something we'd never seen before. Drove all night back from Indianapolis area and got home. I hadn't slept. It was 6, 7 in the morning. And I picked up a guitar and wrote the first song because Grizzly Bear opened for him that time.
Oh, yeah?
And dude, I wrote the first song that I ever wrote. And I remember thinking I'm going to find a way to do this.
Really?
The rest of, because I'd done it at 14. When I just talked to Danimal about this, but when I was 14, I went to Tokyo for a gospel tour. And I was 14, and I didn't go with any of my family. They had to clear it. The church had to kind of clear it with my parents. My parents had to clear it with the church. And my parents went to the pastor, and they were like, look, you guys are going on this trip, and Joel really wants to go, and he understands that he's going to be going away from us. But this is kind of they knew I was interested in that. And that was when Sister Act had really hit in Tokyo, right? It was 04. Okay. And so, the church prayed about it, and they were like, all right, well, we're going to send this 14-year-old kid with this group of college students and adults in their they were my age, 37. Anyway, we went out there, and I remember singing, and I remember going around to the temples and seeing everything and being just meeting people and conversing with them. And just because you were there to do music, there was an interest in you, and there was cultural exchange. And I remember saying, I want to do this the rest of my life, And so anyway, I was thinking about that over this trip, the moments that the progressive decision.
Yeah.
I remember 14, I remember 19, and I remember 21, where I was 21, it was hey, man, it was kind of painful. It was this is who you are.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? This is what you're going to do the rest of your life. Choose now, yes or no, because either it's all or nothing. And I remember it took me 14 to 21 to make that decision because it terrified me. Yeah. I knew what it meant.
Those are developmental years.
It was so great though, because it was, you can, as a musician, that's kind of where you kind of wake up to it.
Yeah.
And then 21, you're all right, party's over. People are actually coming to the shows now. It's and people, I have a microphone, and if I say something into that microphone, it makes a difference in the room, and that scares me. Okay, we've got to figure out why we're doing this, if we're doing this. And this was before Colonel Bruce. Colonel Bruce came along when I was 26, entering my Saturn return, which is a huge. Have we ever talked about the Saturn return on this podcast?
No, I don't think we've talked about the Saturn return.
Have you? We've never talked about it. All right, Colonel Bruce, in his theory, was that when you're 26, there's something that occurs in your life, and they call it the Saturn return. And Saturn, instead of going around the sun for a year, it takes 26 years to make a full revolution around the sun. And so Bruce's theory was between 26 and 30, that was the most developmental years for a musician. The most. For your intent. You don't have to even pick up an instrument before that. Like you can, Count Mbutu and many others picked up their instruments when they were 35, 2 years younger than me, it's never too late. But Definitely. He says when you're focusing on your career as a musician, he said that was very important, to the point of where you lose your mind. If you really, I lost my mind from 26 to 30. I went insane. I was completely sober. I was on probation in, Davidson County, and just lost my mind. And I remember hearing about Bruce when he had his Saturn return. He found himself, and he was a sober musician at the time as well. He found himself in a bathtub in a basement with the water on full blast, cold, and he was laying in a shower, just trying to make sense of the world. And so, I remember, really kind of buying into that. Wow, allow your intention to be crafted during this time. So, all of that to be saying, 14, 19, 21, and 26. Did you have any crux times in your development as a musician?
Definitely. But I know your moment when you're 14, I had a dream when I was a kid. And this is crazy. I don't think I've ever even told anybody this.
Yeah, yes.
When I was a kid, this is in the 80s, I was born in 78. So I was a young kid. I remember only being 5 or 6 years old. So this would have been in 84, 85. Huey Lewis and the News was the biggest band, and I had Huey Lewis and the News tape. Oh, yeah. And that was one of my first tapes. Yes. Huey Lewis. And I had a dream that I was in Huey Lewis and the News, a musician in the band. I wasn't Huey. I was just a dude in the band.
Yeah.
And we went on shows, dude. It was the most vivid dream, dude. We did 3 shows, and I remember all kinds of stuff about it. And then I woke up the next day, it was just turned. It was just musicians. Yep. It was really cool. I don't know why I was Huey Lewis in the News, though.
I'm really glad that you had that experience, too, because that was things like that are I believe, are from your subconscious.
Yeah, probably.
And I'm not going to go any deeper than that, but I think it's a beautiful thing that occurs. I think that happens a lot. I think dreams are very important. I think Bob Weir's memorial emphasized the importance of dreams and listening to those things. I always thought at a young age, I really did, that being a musician was for somebody else.
Yeah.
Because that's what everybody did, right? And so having those dreams, because I remember when I would be in the shower, for whatever reason, it would fog up and I would draw people, little stick figures.
Yeah.
And I would talk to them. And I would pretend I would just, whatever was on my heart to say.
Yeah.
That was my little time where I could talk to these little
that's cool.
People.
You try that now?
And
every shower you go in, just got stick figures on.
Well, I realize now, and I kind of quit doing that right about 14 when I started, the stick figures became real people.
Yeah.
And anyway, I've been looking back, being on tour, it makes you kind of look back on your life. And I was wow, it's really amazing when you can take just a second to look back over your life and go, how did I get here? Because this is a really cool place.
Yeah.
I'm sitting in Chattanooga. I'm sitting, talking to Danimal. I'm sitting talking to you. I'm sitting talking to all the people, and just really, I think it's really important. And I've not done a great job of this, and I'm going to do such a great job in the future. I'm going to do an amazing job. I'm going to do it starting right now. Appreciating what I've done. And I was talking to you about that earlier. I genuinely haven't taken a second It's always been what's next.
To just like sit back and be like, I got this done, I got that done.
And the fear of not doing that is, I don't want to, what they call resting on your laurels. Mm-hmm. Meaning, we talked about that, like sitting on a throne of accolades, you know?
Yeah, for
That's
sure.
it. Like, I don't want to, because I feel like there's a lot of ego there. However, there's also a lot of ego in not looking at it. Because there is such a thing as humility is cool until it's humiliation, mm-hmm. right? And humility is fine until it's pride, mm-hmm. right? And so there's a real fine gradient there. Yeah. And
I mean, if you're like, I mean, hey,
oh,
look here.
No way.
What is this?
Mike Monen with the, what flavor is this one?
That's the Abe Froman, the Sausage King of Chicago.
Hell yeah.
My goodness.
That's awesome. All right, Five Wits has a brand new pizza place.
Yeah, Woo! Five Wits Pizza Joint opened up 2 weeks ago. We're super fired up about it. You know, the whole purpose of doing it was to get some more action on the front of our building. You know, mm-hmm. Five Wits has always been kind of crazy. Our front door is our back door. Our venue is at the front. So we're trying to create some activity up front. And we had some spare space in an old pizza oven, and we just figured, why not bring back the pizza oven and bring back pizza for shows? And so kind of our new take is pizza, beer, and music. So 3 things that we do well here. And we're just trying to enhance the experience over here. You know, we want this to be the place that you choose to spend your Friday night to come see some great tunes, drink some beers, and we want to bring pizza into the party as well. And so, you know, on a typical night, we'll have doors at 7, show at 8. We're switching that to kind of an early check-in at 6.
Nice.
So just come on down, get a spot in the parking lot, pull up, find a place, make yourself at home, have pizza and beers with friends, and roll right into the show. Yeah.
It is a really comfy spot to chill and meet up with friends. That's one of the things I know that, you know, I'm here weekly on Tuesdays.
Right.
So I get here early to set everything up. We start at 6, so we go 6 to 9, but I usually get here around 5 o'clock. I see so many times where people are having meetings in Five Wits where it's like 3 or 4 people that are either sitting around a table or sitting around one of the couch and chairs. That's like, to me, one of the best places to have a meeting is like, hey, let's go have a meeting over a couple of beers and great pizza.
Totally. We're trying to have a little bit of space for everybody. We've moved some couch areas over into the entry area by the tap room, so it's kind of lounge style.
That's right.
2 patios, intimate tap room with 12 beers on tap. Pretty diverse food menu from pizza to subs and wraps and appetizers and cheesesteaks.
That's fantastic.
A little bit of something for everybody, including we're doing gluten-free pizzas now.
Really?
And then we're also have vegan cheese. So we try to cater to everybody. And, you know, the most fun part of it has been the pizza and the show experience. Mm-hmm. You know, before pizza, people come in and some people drink, some people don't. But they didn't feel like there was anything for them. They're walking in now and people are getting root beer floats. They're getting pizzas and taking them over to the show.
Well, that's a great thing about pizza. It's an easy handheld thing.
People are starting to notice that they can just spend the whole night here.
Yeah.
And like, it's not about like trying to get their check average up.
Right.
I mean, it's really about just showing them a good time and saying, this is the place to come hang and make yourself at home. That's what we're trying to do over here.
That's right.
Well, the pizza's delicious.
Thank you.
I will say that. Can you describe what this pizza is again?
Yeah, so we call it bar pizza. There's a couple varieties of it. In Chicago, it's called tavern style. But the whole idea is that it's super thin, it's super crispy, and we try to cook them well done. So the bottom will have some char on it. You know, probably the greatest comment we've gotten so far is people say, a lot of times I don't go to pizza because I don't want to feel like bleh afterwards.
Yeah, for sure,
But, you know, I wasn't planning on telling the public this, but I've eaten a whole 14-inch, and I felt fantastic afterwards. And it was not a big deal at all.
Not a big deal.
But I'm hearing those kind of comments a lot of like, I don't even feel stuffed or greased out from this pizza. And yeah, we got something for everybody over here.
And if you
Super
just want a
excited.
slice, split one with your friend, $9.
Yep.
Are you kidding me? Split a piece of small. We did that earlier because I was like,
Yep.
we were at the show. I was like, I just need a snack. Split one of those with a friend. That's all you need. It's so good. And if you're hungry, that 14-inch, it's perfect. I've eaten one of them myself.
Yep.
It's so good, man.
Yeah.
So no matter where you're at, if you just want a slice or you want the whole thing, it's seriously, I'm a thin crust fanatic.
Yep.
I'm a critic of pizza. This is my favorite pizza I've had in Chattanooga.
That's awesome.
Bar
Thank you.
none. And I'm talking about like how it makes me feel. Like a lot of times, and this is crazy. I haven't told you this. Like, this is just sidebar, but I have acid reflux, dude.
Right.
Never have had it from this pizza.
Except with the stingers.
The stingers is a whole different thing
They
because
got
if
you.
you like hot, we got it for you too. And those stingers are incredible. Some of
Yeah.
the best heat I've had in a long time.
Yeah.
It was amazing. So I can't thank you enough for coming out with this. And to be real, you're right. As people that don't drink, having Mickey's Miracle on tap, having
Yep.
that root beer.
Yep. Homemade root beer served here.
I
named
want to
after
support
Mickey.
the venue. It's
Yeah.
not us water drinkers. We want to support if there's something
Yep.
on tap. And thank you for putting something on tap for the people of us, for the few of us that don't drink. So,
Right.
Because we want to support you. And man, that's good root beer
Yeah,
too.
that's awesome.
So not only have you brought an amazing pizza, not only have you brought a great hang, you brought a whole new beverage and a whole new vibe to this place that really I think was already there, and you just filled it out that
Yeah.
much more. You know,
Yeah.
so I think that this is making the experience at Barrel House Ballroom, at the pizza joint, at Five Wits, an all-inclusive experience for everybody.
Yeah, and we hope that people see that, like, there's a lot of passion and soul put into a pizza.
Super.
Like, when we go to make a pizza, I'm trying to make the best pizza I've ever made.
Right.
Every one of them. I want it to be better than the one before, and that has something to do with how many toppings go on it and how they're spaced out and how it's cooked. Pizza's crazy. It's super circumstantial. The oven's hot one day, it's colder one day, and everything matters. But like, one thing I haven't told a lot of people is that I've changed our dough probably like 3 to 5% every day. And I've got a list of stuff of what it did and this reacted that way. And it's not enough to like be like, oh man, last time I had pizza, it was better last time. But I'm looking for subtle changes,
Right.
and we're just
Right.
on a mission for perfection.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's what we're
That's
trying
great,
to do.
though.
At the heart of it, we're pizza nerds.
Yeah.
And when we make a pizza, we're sharing something that we love with
Right.
people. And that's what it's all about.
And what's your history in pizza? I mean, how long does that go back, like, for you working in pizza?
So in college,
Right.
it was a dream to own a pizza joint.
Really?
Right.
Yeah.
I remember
Oh,
us
I didn't
talking
know that.
Yeah, so that was a dream. There was a place called Andolini's in Charleston, a New York style pizza place, and I probably ate there. They had like a slice and a soda special for $3 or something. We lived off of it, and I took a detour. I worked for a barbecue company and worked in the kitchens there and managed those restaurants. But I always wanted to open up a pizza joint. And when Taylor and I went out on our own and opened Monen Family Restaurant Group, we started with Taco Mamacita, and then we did Urban Stack. And then we were like, what do we do next? And she's like, you've always wanted to open up a pizza place. And so we opened up Community Pie. I went out to San Francisco and worked with the world pizza champion. He taught us about pie, about making dough and different types and stuff like that. And then Taylor had the same passion as well. So we opened up Community Pie, I think, in 2012.
Yeah.
And so she calls that restaurant my midlife crisis. And so maybe this is part 2.
Yeah.
That kind of
You were like, you think that's something? Look,
Yeah.
you ain't seen nothing yet, lady.
We're going to keep pushing it.
A lot of green, a lot of golds
Yeah.
coming in here.
Yeah, a lot
Yeah.
of red checkerboard,
There
a
we
lot
go.
of green. And so this place was actually kind of a surprise to Taylor. She didn't know I was working on it. And then as we got closer and closer, I was just kind of like, how am I going to tell her I'm like kind of backdooring, like sneaking in a restaurant on her? And, when she's being responsible and running the whole company and making sure that this place can survive, I'm basically playing in my clubhouse, and so that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the good team. You're such a visionary, and so having
lucky.
yeah.
Yeah.
but having that to balance you too, it's just a great team.
Right.
You know,
That's
so
awesome.
cool.
Vision
So
and
cool.
execution.
Vision and execution.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And watch
So-
out. Don't want to get executed.
So when you're having this secondary midlife crisis and you decide to open a venue, Barrel House Ballroom, and Five Woods Brewery and the whole setup, what drives? And I think this is something that I kind of already know about you, but I would like to kind of highlight where is the passion that drives the live music? Like, where does that come from? What's the history there?
Sure. Well, I will say it's the hardest thing that we've ever done to make a financial success in that aspect, but it's the funnest thing that I've ever done as well. Nothing's supposed to be easy, right? But restaurants are a grind. And when you put a brewery and a venue and a place that's just called Pizza Joint, it's supposed to be relaxed and fun. And it doesn't mean that it doesn't have pressure of its own, but for the most part, everybody walking in our doors is looking to have a good time. They're coming in with a good attitude. I'm here for a beer. I'm here for a pizza. I'm here for Bluegrass. So our customers are happy. Yeah. And so, it's been a little bit different, but booking shows, I'm still learning about that. Luckily, I've got a lot of people that help us with that. That's been kind of the most challenging part, is predicting how many people will come to what show. And I think I've answered everything but your question. So let's get back to the question, is what drove that? We've always been music fans. In college, we used to go around and go see Panic shows and Dead shows and all that kind of stuff. And, music was always something that we loved to do. I played a little, but I learned that I was better at enjoying it and watching masters play rather than trying to play myself.
I'm still trying to learn that lesson.
And, when we went into business for ourselves, all we knew was restaurant. But with COVID, we converted a big food hall into a music venue because we lost a legendary venue. And so we wanted to fill a niche that didn't exist. There wasn't a mid-sized room once Songbirds, as we used to know it, closed. And so we wanted to do that for the community. And ultimately, we just wanted to see if we could do something different. And I will say it is the greatest decision that we've ever made. Even though it's a grind, but I've met so many friends through this. And that community is just amazing. And to get to be a part of it, I don't know that I'd know you if it wasn't for music.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I don't know that I would know you if it wasn't for you and it wasn't for music.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So it's connected us when we talk about in our midlife and stuff that with a whole different group of people. And people learning that we're real people too, and we're not just some big company.
This is a
of
local
people.
business.
We're local people. We're real people. Just because we have had success in the restaurant, people, we like to go out and have a good time too. That's right. So that's been the most rewarding part of it.
That's cool. I think one of the things that you talked about, or that you just mentioned, something that I've always noticed about here, and I kind of brought it up earlier, but that sense of community that happens around here, because I have been the same since I've started. It's been just shy of a year since I've been doing Tuesday night Bluegrass jams up here. And in that time, I've made some really close friends of just some folks that just hang around here either hang around here on a regular basis, or they play in the cornhole league, or they're soccer fans and they're on the soccer thing when I get here first, you know what I mean? Or there's all of these little different groups that kind of hang out around here. Or I met a bunch of cool parents from the school.
Totally.
See, there's a lot of great, neighborhood folks that just come and swing through here.
Totally.
And it's a really cool that you have this community neighborhood bar set up at Five Woods that's right in the center of freaking downtown Chattanooga. I mean,
that's right.
I think that's really cool. I think that's one of the biggest accomplishments that I've seen here, is that that I don't know if it's how you train your staff, but the attitude of just everybody around here is really live and let live. Very cool, very laid back. Let's just, we're here to have pizza, listen to music, drink some beers, and have a good time.
And since I've been a part of it, I would challenge anyone else to break out of your norm and come get out of the house and live a little bit.
That's right.
Come see some music and support local musicians and touring musicians in general and local places and all that kind of stuff. It's important.
It's amazing the amount, and I mean, we're sitting in this room looking at all of these posters that are up on the wall from the last few years of shows that have happened at Barrel House. And it's amazing the bands. I mean, I can say this green room smells like shells and rope because they were just here a few hours ago. So, I mean, some of the bands that you guys have had in here have really, I mean, honestly, maybe probably punching above your weight class in some. I mean, I know like sometimes, Jared's coming. Sure. Yeah. You know, that's a big one. And I know that a lot of the Nashville folks see Chattanooga as a quick springboard. Let's go there, run one test run on the way out. And I think you guys have picked up a couple of those shows.
We have, without a doubt. And like, it's exciting to just kind of be excited for the next one that's going to come through, you know, and like Jared coming was like a really big one. And we've got a couple more on the works that we can't talk about and that I may not even know about. But a lot of cool stuff's happening for sure.
Yeah. Was that something that would you say that was part of your initial vision, or is that something that has, as the trail has moved on, something that's stair-stepped up? I'm curious because I've noticed over the years the booking game really step up at Barrel House Ballroom. You know what I mean? Like it really have a trajectory of going that way. So is that something that you guys were talking about at the first, or is that something that you kind of learned?
No, for sure. I mean, we're definitely learning, but you know, the more we try and get different bands and stuff like that, sometimes we have failures on it, and like failures that sting pretty bad as far as cutting a band a check and not covering their guarantees, and those hurt, and you can't be around forever if you keep on going for those. But right now, you know, Lake is our new talent buyer. Mike Dewar, the legend of talent buying in Chattanooga. We were so lucky to have him. But he's so much of a legend is sometimes people will give him criticisms from time to time about having a tribute band or too many tribute bands. But like there's got to be a place for those too. Yeah, and so we're just looking for a balance. We want people to come out and see a tribute band of stuff that they love, and like we're a place for that. But we also want to see original music. We want to see local musicians. We just want to be a platform and a place for people to play and share what they do. But we are pushing ourselves. Lake specifically is really pushing really hard to make sure that we are representing all genres of music.
He does a great job.
Yeah, like last week we had Primo from Atlanta, was one of our second or third rap shows. We've got Coda the Friend that just got booked for September, and that was that's
going to be a big one.
We think that's going to be big, but it's a scary one. I mean, they got a big ask to come up here, but we're going for it, you know. So it's a balance. You got to have some of those tribute acts to hit a double for the night. You know, everything can't be a home run, and you just got to have a good night where some pizza sales and bar sales and ticket sales are good, and then you can go out there once a month and try something, swing for the fences, and sometimes you're going to hit a home run, and sometimes you might strike out. That's all part of it. For sure. But we're definitely trying to swing for the fences more over here. For sure.
Has there been a band that you've gotten that you were like, I cannot believe we actually got? I'm sure that's probably a silly question because this probably happens a lot.
Well, you know, when Kevin Kinney was playing a solo show here, Mike Dewar booked that, and that was an easy get for us. And Kevin Kinney to me is a legend. Driving and Crying, take him with that band or take him solo and telling stories. So we had the solo show. And then about a week or 2 weeks before the show, Kevin actually wrote to Mike Dewar and said, hey, would it be okay if I brought someone to play with me? And we were like, yeah, I mean, you're Kevin Kinney, do whatever you want. And we said, well, who is it? He's like, well, I was like, Peter Buck said he'd come over and play with us. So Peter Buck of REM shows up, 2 weeks before the show, and we turned it into a Kevin Kinney, Peter Buck show. That's pretty unbelievable.
Big. Yeah,
that kind of thing. That's pretty unbelievable.
Does he live in Athens?
I think he lives in Atlanta. Yeah, I think Atlanta. So that was a big one.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
that's a big night.
Yeah.
When to double down on what was said before, about the community that's here. Like I was living out of my car in Chattanooga,
right,
and then Barrel House became Barrel House, and then we in this room, you asked us if we would do brunch, And I looked at you that day and I said, I can afford to live in a house now.
Right. That's awesome.
And like, so I want everybody to know. And I've told venue owners across the city, you know, Mike Monen is the reason why I could afford to live in a house for the first time in my life.
That's awesome.
And so like musician to musician, because we're all musicians.
Yep.
I appreciate it.
We appreciate
And-
you too, because it
and,
goes right back.
dude,
Without you being here.
Yeah. In this place, like,
yeah.
dude, I come here every day.
Yeah.
You allowed me to make jerky here. Like you allowed so many musicians to, you let us use the resources that you have at your disposal, and you allow us to use them freely, and you put your neck out. Dude, I've played some shows here that didn't do well.
Right.
And you said it's okay.
Yeah.
See you at brunch. Don't stop.
Yeah.
And dude, I'm gonna be honest, brother. There are not many venue owners that I get that from.
Right.
And so I just want to tell you, thanks for being one of the good ones.
We appreciate
I
you
appreciate
too.
it. Yeah, big time.
It goes both ways.
And the
for
pizza,
sure.
the pizza, you can feel the love, dude.
Yeah.
You can
Yeah,
taste the love in it. It's so good,
That's
man.
awesome.
So yeah, give thanks, man. Appreciate you.
That's awesome.
Oh, and by the way, when we were up in Juneau, we were like, it was at the Alaskan, 7 to 9 on
Right.
Sunday night. And I said, hey, by the way, if y'all are ever down in Chattanooga, I've got the video. I'll give it to you. Come down to Barrel House Ballroom every Sunday, 1 to 4. We'll treat you right.
That's
so
right.
they know exactly where to come. So
That's right.
We it's great to have a place to say, go there. It's amazing, and have no doubt that they're going to have a good time.
Yeah.
That's Barrel House Ballroom. to
It's
me, so,
rewarding.
for sure.
It all comes full circle like that for sure.
That's right.
It is.
And to give a place, I mean, I've not met any musicians that don't love coming here and playing.
Right.
They all love it. You know, all these posters on the wall, every single, it's just a beautiful place. So,
That's awesome.
Well, that's a great stage.
Yeah.
That stage is so great, man.
dude, it's just, whenever, I remember when you and I stood there it was like, now this is a show. We're playing it. Every time you get on that stage with somebody, it is official.
Yeah.
It is a real show. There's
Yeah.
no doubt,
Yeah.
this isn't a trial run. Mickey's going ham on the screen behind you.
Yeah.
Right.
The sound is incredible. It's the best monitors you've ever heard in your life. It just makes you feel so good from start to finish.
We came to see Chance in the Void play Friday night. I brought Charlie, 16-year-old.
We were hanging out.
Yeah. Before that, I took him back to the back to show. I was like, "This is what's going on in the lights." It's like, watch Mickey, because he's so into it. And he's just working the whole time. And I mean, the light show is one of the reasons to play here. Honestly,
Right.
You know what I mean?
Is Charlie mesmerized?
Mesmerized.
Yeah.
I think he's mesmerized by the whole. He's really getting into the whole live show thing. So like
Yeah.
any kind of behind the scenes thing, he's like. But yeah, he's mesmerized
He's
by
figuring
Mickey.
it out.
Yeah. I was like, this is crazy, man. Watch this guy. And then he started to piece together a little bit what was going on, because
That's
it is
awesome.
difficult to watch and have any idea what's happening. you
Yeah,
know?
I don't have a clue what's going on.
He mentioned to me, your son mentioned to me, he said, we were sitting watching the Bluegrass Jam yesterday. I said, hey, he goes, I came out to your show. I said, yeah, I saw you back right there.
Yeah.
You were standing right there. He goes, yeah. I said, what'd you think? He goes, it was cool watching those people dance.
Yeah.
And I go, is that the first time you ever seen people just kind of free flow? And I didn't really get a straight answer, because I'm sure that he'd seen something like it, but it was the first time he really kind of was
Yeah,
brought
yeah.
to his attention. And I looked at him, I said, man, it's amazing what you can do when you don't care what anybody thinks about you.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
very true.
And it was like a really cool moment. I was like, next time you go to a show, just flop around for a
Let
little bit.
loose.
Just flop around. It's okay. Nobody
Yeah.
cares. I said, it took me 100 shows to figure out how to move left. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was like, it's okay. Just kind of gyrate for a little bit,
So
It was
what do you see from the stage? You said you saw Charlie. And like when you're playing and you go into some kind of sick jam, I'm looking at you. Every once in a while, I feel like you looked at me. Mm-hmm. But I don't know if you see people or if you're just like zoned out or what you got going on. Yeah, what do you guys see from the stage?
That's
I'm easy. I don't wear glasses, so I don't see anything.
So he's
but
phase everything out, or
I know literally I can't see anything. I
can't
don't
see.
wear glasses, and I
Okay.
can't see far
Right.
away. So like I can see close to the stage. Like if I was going to put a chord chart to read, or even a set list, I have to write a set list really big.
Right.
Or I put it on a small music stand that's close so that I can see it, but
Right.
I can't. So like literally, it's funny because Christy gets people will be like, "Oh, he was looking at you when he was singing that song." And she's like, "He was not.
Yeah.
He doesn't know. He's
staring into space.
I'm just
Yeah.
everything is just a big
It's a big
fuzz
blur.
out there."
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's not that way for you, huh, Joel?
No.
I have to say, I did do sitting on stage with this last East Coast tour I did with Let's Go. I wore glasses on stage because I was still, I had to learn a huge set, dude. So I needed notes on stage with me, and I had to be able to see them. And it was distracting looking out into the crowd. The great thing about that show, everyone's focused to Nick Let's Go. Nobody's looking
Right.
at me whatsoever.
I'm sure they were.
No,
Yeah.
he's so dynamic, dude. He's literally entertaining from beginning to the end. Everybody just focused in on what he's doing. That didn't really matter. But it was a little nerve wracking actually looking out there.
Yeah. My hands started sweating just thinking about this. And I started like getting chills because the first time that this ever happened, because this is what happens on stage. The first time this ever happened, I was in church and Mom and I was playing the saxophone and I was playing Wayfaring Stranger.
Yeah.
Okay. And she looked at me and she said, "Joel, you know the song. Just play it and I'll back you up."
Mm-hmm.
She said, "Play it however you want." Dude. And I blacked out. And I turned around, and this was during special music in church. I turned around to her and she said, "You did great. We'll talk about it later." And I was terrified, And dude, from the moment that music hits, it's like a whirlwind blackout. It's like I can see it all, but it's like, and I'll just say it, whatever. I'm not afraid anymore. There's energy centers, and that's why I'm looking above your heads.
Right.
I've never been able to explain it, but there's certain places in the room. In Barrel House, it's over there. It's directly over the entrance, and there are different energy centers, and they're inspirational energy centers that I know that I can look to the top left of any venue.
Right.
And that's going to be there for me. I don't know how to explain it. But then throughout the crowd, you can see who's with it.
Right.
Right? You can map it. So I know that you're going to be standing there, right? You're going to be standing there by that post right in front of it. I know that. So if I'm ever struggling mentally, I'll look out and be like, there it is, back in it. You know, he believes, I believe.
Yeah.
And so for me, it's a game of, and then I can't wear sunglasses on stage because you have to make eye contact with the guy. Like you'll see me, I'll fling them off.
Right.
Because you have to be able to communicate. Dude, it is the most, it's like you're a skier, snowboarder. It's like you're going downhill. It's just a vortex tunnel. And it is the fastest thing. Sometimes you
got to make reactions.
Dude, an hour can go by in 10 seconds.
Right.
It's just fantastic. So as long as you let go, that's what I see, every time. And it's never clear. It doesn't matter what headspace I'm in.
Right.
It's just like a whole other realm.
Yeah.
That throughout my life, it's been created that way. It's like a room that's always there. It's fantastic.
That's awesome.
Anyway, that's what I see.
Now, in this particular room, you're describing the beer line. You're like, hey, the positive
there we
energy
go.
center is where people are getting beers. Everybody's hopeful.
You know what? That
Well,
might
he
be.
plays that side of the stage too.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
I
You're
was
right.
noticing it as I was like, I think he's just describing the beer line.
Yeah. But I'm always there's like
No one's looking at him, so he's looking at their backs.
Yeah. Thank goodness. Yeah, they're
Doesn't
not
wanna
the
face
only
anyone.
people that aren't looking at me.
Yeah, that's who he looks at. It's genius.
And then there's people, right? But then there's like a layer of energy above the people, and you can you can see how everybody's doing. It's really weird, man.
Yeah.
It's so cool. And
Well, at times when you're like really getting after it, there's no time to look out because
No.
you're expressing everything you're doing on
Yeah,
that
yeah.
guitar, and I can't imagine your eyes are even open sometimes.
Yeah, they're
you
closed
know?
most
Or
of the time, I
They're looking
reckon.
up, they're looking at the guitar, they're closed, you know, that kind of thing. So,
yeah, I didn't know that I didn't look at the guitar until somebody told me.
right.
They were like, "Dude, your eyes were closed for the past 10 minutes," and I thought I was looking at because it's in my mind now.
Yeah.
You know, it's not perfect, but eventually that fretboard's going to be all there, and I
Yeah.
can just close my eyes.
I love that moment when you lock into. I get it with the centerpiece of the microphone, and you see the sway of the crowd, and it's like, all right, everybody's moving, everybody's into this now, and it's you just feel everything's like hitting on one side. For me, it feels like rocking back and forth somehow.
Yes.
Not necessarily like an energy or anything
Yes.
like that, but like it's like a sway,
pulse.
like a sway back
Yeah.
and forth. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. And the first time I ever saw that was like, I think I was 19 at a Phish show, and like
Yeah,
you
yeah.
could see and I went, "This is an organism, a singular organism. These people." Like, and that's when it
And
kind
they're
of
all tripping.
yeah, it woke me up
This
to
single organism
Well, and
is
what is Phil Lesh?
Struggling organism.
Well, I think Mickey Hart called it superhuman organism, and then Phil Lesh calls it blesh.
Right.
When it says you become greater than the sum of your own parts.
Right.
Yes, and they're all drunk or tripping. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? It's like, how does that happen still, you know? It's amazing.
I don't know if you guys, I don't know how often you're on Reddit, but I belong to a Phish subreddit.
Okay.
That's pretty good. And there's been this like great running joke about this guy made this huge apology to Section 405, and then he listed his antics. And his antics were like, "I'm sorry, you know, I took too much. I didn't realize." And he just starts, "I apologize to this lady's wife, and I apologize to this kid, and I'm sorry this guy had to leave early." It's this huge post. That's just really kind of blown up. and
There's
spread
a
around.
song.
It's pretty funny.
Section 405. Dude.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, dude. I'm so sorry to Section 405. That's genius.
Yeah.
Oh.
Just like an open letter. Like, I just need to apologize to everyone in Section 405.
Were there anybody that were like,
yes. People
that
were like,
there?
"We're glad you're okay." yeah.
We accept your apology.
You get some of those. Yeah. So a lot of those. Yeah. I mean, everybody's, it's a Phish subreddit. You know?
I've been that guy.
Yeah.
Can I tell? I'll tell a story about that.
Please.
All right.
please.
So there's
Let's
this.
tell
We're at Phish in Cincinnati, right? And I was a lot kid, so I got done doing anything I needed to do on lot, and I bought a burrito, right? Lot burrito, ate the burrito, got into the show, and so we're enjoying it. And you know, Phish, you're dancing, getting down, you know what I'm saying? Boogieing with the people. And I saw actually a guy that I worked at Chick-fil-A with when I was 15 years old. So like, I'm like, "Joe Walsh, what's up?" He's like, "Nothing much, dude. You still chilling?" And I'm like, "I didn't know you were a Phish head." He was like, "Bro, that's all I was listening to back in the kitchen, bro." I was like, "I thought that was just hippie music." He's like, "It was, bro. You're here."
So it's been confirmed that Chick-fil-A has produced two hippies.
Two. And I will tell you,
You and Joe.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least. Store 413, Bellevue Mall, Chick-fil-A. But anyway, so we're there, and man, not gonna lie, stomach started churning.
Yeah.
Because of
Burrito.
the burrito, sure.
Yeah.
And so we're hanging out. The burrito gets going, and dude, the way that Cincinnati's set up is you have the pav, right, and then you have a section of concrete from the rail, and then you have the lawn. So, dude, I turn around. I'm on the back of the pav. And I turn around and all I see is lawn and just hippies just dancing. And I'm front row center on that rail. And I hurl.
Oh, no.
And the first hurl, I'm feeling shame, right? I hear right after, "Yeah!" I look out and there's 50 hippies just, "Yes!" So I go, hurl
Hitting
again. I hurl again. 100 hippies. "Yes!" So I throw up my fist and I'm fist pumping. just hurling off the rail. 500 hippies. Oh, yeah. Reba's peaking.
Yeah.
Reba's peaking. Literally, last hurl, the whole lawn is pointing at me. And I'm dead serious. Like, my friends saw this. They were just like, everybody's cheering. Turn around. Best night of my life. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But, dude, I distinctly remember, like, the support of those hippies getting me through. I was like, these are my people. If I can be at this and still get cheers.
Yeah.
Was Reddit around? You should have.
Dude, I would have apologized to the whole lawn.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
entire
So
lawn.
sorry for my antics. Oh man, it was incredible. Yeah. Well, speaking of, you've been to your share of Phish shows?
I've been to quite a few.
You've been to your share of just shows in general. Have you ever seen a kid that needed to apologize to Section 405?
Every show. Every show. There's always that guy.
Is there ever,
show.
who is the guy? Is there like a...
It's always at Dick's.
Okay.
Pukers everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's different shows, different crowds.
Yeah.
But at Dick's, you should wear rain boots.
Rain boots, yeah.
No sandals at Dick's.
No sandals at Dick's.
Yeah. What do they call that? Fish sticks.
Yeah.
That's what they call it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's that's a huge mecca for all fish heads.
I usually try to get better seats.
Yeah.
And like most people aren't puking up
Right,
there
right.
on the reserve.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
have you ever seen anybody not just the upchuckers, but have you ever seen some dude just like touching the transplendent, trying to climb the,
That's part of the deal.
Yeah, man.
That's
That is
everywhere.
it.
incredible.
Yeah.
I saw one guy. It was at Terrapin Hill Harvest Festival. They used to make logs hollowed out and stuff them with brush, and these were huge logs, about this big around. They'd set them on fire, and that's how the fires were. There was this one kid that was tripping that was convinced that he needed to touch it. So we jumped in there, right? And so we're grabbing him by the back of his shirt, just pulling him off. There's always that one guy. Like, I tried to run through a porta-john one time because I thought I was,
Yeah.
I thought it was a portal john,
Right.
but that's just me.
Wait, all right. Hold on. You run through it like
Like
on the top or like
So
run
it was
through
the
front door?
third
or-
day-
door open or
It was
door
the
closed?
It was the third day of a vision quest, and I was sitting at a festival, and I was supposed to be working the gate. My shift was 2 to 8 at the gate. Don't be late. And I got there at 2:15, and I sat in the chair, and I was staring at the porta-john, and I needed to go to the bathroom, but I was like, I'm at a place where I can just run through this thing. I don't even have to open the door. I think I'd seen Men Who Stare at Goats, like maybe in a year before or something. And I was like, I've never tried. Like, have you ever tried to run full speed?
Never thought of
I
it.
mean, when I was like 2.
Like
maybe.
I've never, I've never at that point had never tried. So I was like, here we go.
Yeah.
Stood up and
Hold
they
on,
said,
hold on.
Yeah, okay.
So you're saying the thought was,
Yeah,
I've never tried to run through a door.
right.
And so how do I know that I can't transport through the door?
Yeah, if you've never tried, yeah, that's perfectly logical to me. Like all of the universe has told you, like, hey, you can't do this. So I've never tried. And like, I was like, well, let's give it a shot.
So what happened?
Did you video it? You got a video.
Dude,
when you do
no,
stuff
but it's
like
in
this.
I distinctly remember it. It was at a 45-degree angle to the right. And I just looked at it, and they said that I stood up. And when they said it was like somebody had like fired a gun to start a race. And they said I hit a dead sprint at 50 feet and in mid-stride. I'm talking mid-stride, full porta-john. Boom! I'm talking like foot's going out. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Did you hit it face first?
No, I hit it like
Dead on.
eventually, probably. Yeah.
What happened? Did you knock it over, or
They
did
said
you
that
ricochet?
They
Did
said,
you go through the
this
door?
is when
Did
I
you
was
go
like
through
20
it?
pounds. I was 20 pounds lighter. Even skinnier than I am now. So like, dude, what they said, because it was Coleman and I forget the other guy that was there, Nick Christensen. He actually used to live here. He works at the Sphere now. He works at the Sphere now.
Okay.
Anyway, you can cross check it. He said that I hit it and immediately started crying laughing because I was like, I said, what did I think was going to happen?
Yeah.
And I was like yelling that, and they like picked me up. Like I was just like kind of out of it. And I was like, what did I think was going to happen? And they set me in the chair. I immediately fell asleep and woke up at like 10 in the morning.
Did you know if it was occupied or unoccupied?
It was unoccupied.
It was
unoccupied for sure.
It was occupied?
It was unoccupied.
Oh.
For sure.
So your shift at the gate, what were your responsibilities
I just got to make sure.
running through the door?
My only responsibility at that point was to get there, because Coleman had it, Nick had it. And I'm like, well, I did the math.
They just needed a breathing body
2 guys.
at the gate.
Yeah. I'm not needed. I'll run through the porta john, The portal John.
Oh my God, dude. Okay. That is not where I thought.
No.
When you were like, hey, did I ever tell you my porta john story? I was like, no, I bet it's going to be gross. No.
Dude, I have another porta john story, but porta johns are such a big part of festival life.
Yeah.
That Phish at the Sphere, have you seen this?
They
had a whole city of porta johns.
Yeah. In the
Sphere.
on the visuals.
Yeah.
It was a whole
They were
skyscraper
flying around.
porta john. The mountains porta johns. It was very interesting. So this is probably why.
Some of the visuals that I've seen from this second, the first one were cool, but this second one are like from the Sphere run are like crazy.
He built a light rig, like I think a 15 level light array, and then made it a DNA strand, and then sent lights up as if it was a cylindrical column of lights. Like it was just insanity.
So it'll be interesting. They played last week, right?
Yeah.
And I've saw stuff on Instagram, but I haven't streamed the shows or anything. I've got some good friends that are going. They're leaving today, and they're going to go see them Thursday, Friday, Saturday of week 2. The first time they played, they only did 4 shows. And the reason why they only did 4 shows is they said that every show would be different, including the visuals. And the Sphere said, no, you can't do that. You're going to have to spend so much money. You need to play 40 shows to make that production of these 4 shows count and do it 10 times. And they said, we don't do that.
Yeah, that's not us.
And so they were in and out 4 shows. So I'm thinking, I think this time they're there 3 weeks in a row, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 9 shows. And so we'll find out tomorrow
if it's all
if they
new,
stick to it and everything's new. And because I've got friends that are like, I turned my Instagram off
because I don't
want anything. And I'm like,
know,
I think you're good because they're not going to show you the same thing.
Yeah.
So
that's amazing.
I think that's why they're like 9 times.
Yeah.
I don't know that they could be there 30 times.
No,
because they'd have to do 30 different shows.
That's amazing.
I mean, they could do it, but like,
they're that committed that they're like, we understand that that's not financially feasible. We didn't really ask that.
Right. That's not.
That's not what this is
They're
about.
like, this
we don't
possible.
need the money at this point.
Yeah, but we don't do that.
Yeah, we don't do that.
Yeah.
You cannot.
They don't break their own rules.
Unbreakable. I love when people with their art are unbreakable.
And I don't know what they spend on those graphics, but I've heard some kind of number, and I could be off by 10 times, but it was like you have to agree to $1 million worth of video graphics for the production to even be considered to play there. Like that's money has to be spent. And so, I don't know what the economics are like, but
it's got to be bananas.
Insane. Yeah.
It's got to be bananas. But it's also, selling out every show instantly, you know? So, there is that whole idea of it being a cool destination and, getting to go see. Because I think, maybe this is just because of my age, but I think Eagles sold it out.
Right.
And
I think so too.
And the same kind of thing, like pretty much instantly. I think that's kind of it. Like people are is like, oh, destinations. We're going to Vegas. We're going to see the Eagles. We're going to see this big thing. I'm assuming.
But the Eagles can use the same graphics.
So I'm assuming that they did the same show.
And there's nothing wrong with that. It works. You go see one show. You don't go see 4 of them in a row. It's not designed that way.
Did I ever tell you the time they YouTube struck me for playing the Hotel California solo on banjo?
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're like they're really known as being like litigious and like they want to get anything that's an Eagles song pulled down. There's one specific member, I can't remember who it is. I had a it's for real. It's just me playing Hotel California on the banjo.
They
I
said
was
take it down.
and YouTube took it down.
Oh, they took it down.
Well, they hit YouTube up, and
They got YouTube on speed dial.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
Well, and it shows, the fact that Phish wants to do that, something that Phish has always done, the Grateful Dead has always done, is they pushed it. They pushed the live experience. So what you gave Phish is you gave Phish a new way to express themselves in a live environment. They're going to take advantage of that fully.
They took advantage of it. They didn't even just take advantage of the video stuff. They took advantage of the shape of the whole room.
Yeah.
And this is stuff I don't know what I'm talking about. But the music was moving throughout the room.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I don't know how they do that, but you could hear the drums over here, and then you heard them behind your head later.
Oh, that's
and then
crazy.
Moving and
so this is what Phish, like, this is Phish 4.0. This is the 360 Phish experience. And like that, for me, as a live music fan, is something that I would not rather any other band be frontiering right now than the band that just takes risks.
Yeah.
That's what their whole career is. And that's really cool that they can do that. Because I don't think there's any other band that could hold that kind of attention authentically for that long, It's a fantastic.
It'll be interesting to see as it gets more popular and moves on, because I think they're talking about building a small one in DC right now.
I've heard stuff like that too.
And eventually, I'm sure someone's going to pop up some big city,
Nashville.
New York, Boston, or Nashville, or something like that.
Well, we were inspired and put a wall up after I went to the Sphere.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
A little bit of an inspiration.
That's cool. Who did you see at the Sphere?
Well, I saw Phish there
Oh, Phish.
last year, all 4 shows, and then we saw
I didn't realize that.
Dead and Company twice. Went out with Taylor and some friends and that. And then I actually got to take my son Simon the next year with my dearest friend, Ricky Supan. We took Simon to Dead and Company.
That's right.
And
no better people to see the Dead with for your first time.
Yeah, and that was, it was awesome that we got to do that.
That's pretty rad.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
So
Did he enjoy that?
Oh,
Did Simon enjoy
he
it?
loved it. Yeah,
He likes the Dead. And,
yeah, he
okay,
likes
cool.
it. He knows the music
Yeah.
for the most part. He's not like quite into the scene and all that kind of stuff, but he was taking it in.
Had he been to something of that like shakedown magnitude before? Like that
I can't
cultural
remember which
impact?
came first. We took him to City Field to see Dead and Company, but I think that was after the Sphere. I can't remember which one he saw first.
How old was he?
He was 16.
Nice.
Yeah,
Perfect.
Yeah, he was 16.
Perfect.
Right there. That's that
Perfect.
age.
Yeah. But he met some guy that was next to him that was like even older than me, that's seen Jerry 180 times. And this guy was even wearing a button down. And he took a liking to Simon.
Cool.
And I can't remember his name, but we kind of joked about it. I was like, you keeping in touch with Todd over there? You know? He's like, Todd said this, and this is the guitar he's playing. And,
Yes.
I think he just listened to the music because I had it on channel 23, taking him to school for
Yeah,
2
yeah,
years
that
in a row,
happens,
and like so he knew the tunes.
That's
and
right.
I don't know that he's as into the jams and stuff, but he likes the songwriting for sure.
That's fantastic, man.
Yeah.
Such a great thing to be introduced to. I got the Dead happening when I was 19. It was a later, but man, just all of my friends that were introduced to that at that age or had grown up with it, they just had this real presence about them. I always remembered, man, the hippies are pretty cool, you know? And that just those ideas of going to a group of hippies and them in my button down and them being like, be yourself, dude.
Yeah.
That's great. I thought that was so cool. There was always a guy in a suit somewhere. It was like, it was always, everybody was in the same place. And as a kid seeing that, I'm like, this is what I want.
I think it had the adverse effects on Simon because we took him to some Phish shows. He went to Baker's Dozen with Taylor and I. We called it Guys Fishing Trip. We'd take him to a couple shows. We'd always bring him back shirts. He had socks, and he was 8 years old, 9 years old, 10 years old. He'd wear it. And then when he came into himself when he was about 13, 14, he's like, I'm not wearing those socks anymore. I'm not wearing this anymore. And then he saw all these things going on in the show. And you'd think we were like trying to turn him into a degenerate problem child.
Yeah.
And he's like, you guys are morons. I'm not acting like you guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's been the best kid in the world.
Yeah.
He doesn't get in any trouble
Okay.
at all
Nice.
and all that kind of
Nice.
stuff. So we gave him a
Nice.
taste of it, and he's like,
Yeah.
you guys are idiots.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay.
And so it was
He's
like
like-
reverse reaction.
It is. He's
He's
like-
a perfect child, you know?
He rebelled against your
Yeah.
debauchery
Exactly.
You rebelled against your rebellion.
Exactly.
Incredible.
by being a good kid.
Yeah,
that's
so
funny how
we're
that
like
works.
parents of the century over here. You
Nice,
take your
dude.
kids to Phish, and they turn out all right.
That's
you know?
right. That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. Live the life that you don't want them to live. So then, no, I'm just
Exactly.
kidding.
Yeah.
I'm just
Well,
kidding.
you know what's funny though? Like all in all, like because I feel the same kind of similar way. Like both of my kids they both behave way better than I behaved
Yeah.
at their age, right? But you know, I really think, and this probably goes right in line with what you're talking about with Simon, but we really traveled those kids a ton when they were young and still do, you know, like it's all, hey, let's go here. This is a cool thing. Let's go check this out. Or we've never been here. Let's go do that. I think that like traveling, getting them into different places and meeting different people, especially meeting people at a Phish show, seeing people at a Phish show are different than people at, you know, Morgan Wallen concert or something like that. You know, like they're just different kinds of people.
Yeah.
And finding out what kind of people you want to hang out with. The concert experience itself, man, like
Yeah.
it's on my mind because I just had to write an article about it for this magazine. But keeping your kids in music as they're kind of coming up and being around, it really introduces them to a lot of different kinds of people, you know.
It does. Culture, like
Yeah.
a lot of different subcultures of people.
People,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
it's like different ways of thinking. Holy smokes. All of these people gather and they disperse throughout the community, and then it's really cool to see. And then throughout the course of your community, you can identify, oh, okay, that guy is from that subculture, you know, that I met earlier when I was
Yeah.
growing up. And
Yeah,
so I
yeah.
know how to work within that language barrier. And it's
It's
just really
funny how
cool.
much it does circle back because, like, I can't tell you how many times some random person has come up to me on a Tuesday night and been like, this happened last night. One of the wait staffs, like, my dad he played banjo. I've been thinking about him all night long because thinking
That's
about the
awesome.
jams we used to go to when I was whatever. And that happens almost every week where somebody's like, I remember when I was a kid, we used to go, my papa used to play this, or we used to do that.
That's awesome.
That's right.
And I think it is you know, that it's like music makes things easier to remember.
And it just gets, one thing that I found always really interesting is that simply because I play music, I can have conversations, and I've said this 1,000 times, but I can have conversations with a homeless man and a CEO at the same time.
Yeah.
Like I've never, people just trust you. People see you as a supporter of culture and as a, you know, supporter, approachable. That's a very good word.
Yeah.
And I've just never understood why.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, wow, this is fantastic. Like, I'm approachable and inviting, and I don't even mean to be.
Yeah, but people are drawn to
You know,
that.
yeah.
They want to be like that.
Yeah.
And so if they can talk to you,
Right.
they get a piece of it, and they kind of realize what they're missing out
And
on.
but it's so cool to be able to offer people that, because
Yeah.
I do care.
Yeah.
And like to be able to like be hit that ground ball and field it perfectly, and somebody look at you and go, oh, he cares. He really does want to talk to me. That's why he's doing this. Is it just allows us all to kind of rework what a musician looks like right now. And for right now, I really am cool with musicians being pushing the culture forward.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, and the culture meaning the way of life in my immediate area. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
just being easy and nice and comfortable, and I think music makes it easy, nice, and comfortable.
For sure.
And you having this place allows that. There is scientific proof that having a place where people meet, over 250 people a week, reduces the crime rate by 23% in an area.
Yeah.
So you have people meeting here more than once a week.
Right.
What you're doing for the culture by having this is creating peace.
Yeah.
It has been proven that. So like even the jam every week, I guarantee you there is no stat that tells you how many suicides you prevented. There's no stat,
Yeah.
but I'm telling you, it's really powerful to think about the amount of people that are alive simply because of those jams, simply because of Barrel House, and that's just a powerful thing. It's really cool to be a part of. Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Well, I thought I was just coming in here to talk about pizza,
Yeah, well,
But-
that's what happens. Everybody gets in the chair, and
but
they
I've
start
had a
feeling
blast,
comfortable.
and I appreciate you guys.
Yeah, man.
Love you guys
Yeah,
so
me too,
much,
brother.
and appreciate everything y'all do. And
Yeah.
thanks for letting me sit in for a second.
I'm glad
Yeah,
you're here.
man.
Yeah, I'm gonna go
Absolutely.
check on the pizza up.
All right.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
You guys
All
crush
right.
it.
All right, see you, Mike.
Peace.
Mic drop.
Hey, that pizza is really good, by the way.
No, it's really good.
Delicious.
I'm a thin crust fanatic, man. And that stuff.
I'm a thin crust guy too, dude.
Yeah, it keeps. Thing about thin crust for a working man, it just you got the nutrients. You got in the thin crust. It supports really well, and you can eat it
I
quicker.
just can't do that. I mean, I like
Nope.
it. It's like if I'm in Chicago, okay, well, let's try Chicago style pizza. But like, man, that big thick
Lethargic.
pizza, dude.
Yeah.
Man, that's what it does to me. It makes
This
me
doesn't
super
slow me
tired.
down at all. Like I eat it before a show and I feel great. It's fantastic.
Hey, thank you guys for listening. We really appreciate it. Like and subscribe on YouTube.
Yeah, hit that bottom button. Share it with your friends too. We really appreciate you listening.
See y'all.